My name is Pannu, and I'm representing my only brother. His name is, at the time of 1971 war, his title was Lieutenant Colonel, and he was commander of paratroopers. His full name is Kulwant Singh Pannu. I remember him telling me, and of course he told all the international press, and that he was the first person to jump into a place where there was a river called Tangal. And he jumped with his jeep, and as he jumped, a French reporter who was automatically taking pictures of everything, he jumped in the jeep too. So the French reporter got the first-hand pictures of war. Years later, the pictures they had an exhibition in Paris, and my brother was invited to inaugurate it. And when he jumped, he was surrounded by Pakistani soldiers. He said at that moment, just for a fraction of a second, he thought they would shoot him. He said to them, "साहब, लड़ाई खत्म हो गई, अपने हथियार डाल दीजिए, हमें और कोई खून खराबा नहीं चाहिए। आपके जनरल साहब ने सरेंडर कर दिया है, and लड़ाई खत्म हो गई है." And he was surprised that they all just surrendered their weapons. And then he got into that jeep and his driver with him, and they drove towards Dhaka. As they were driving, there was a stray bullet that hit his driver, who was bleeding, so he put him on the back seat, and there was an ambulance that was there. So he got onto the seat himself, and he drove. It took him several hours, I think 8 to 10 hours or even more than that, because everywhere he was mobbed by the joyous Bengalis. They were dancing on his jeep and garlanding him. And there is a PBS documentary. It is called The Nehru-Gandhi Dynasty. It shows him for just a minute entering into Dhaka. At that time, he went into a hotel called, I think, Intercontinental. Once he was there, he hoisted the flag, and the speech he gave to the people was that we have given you your country. Once we restore order and peace, we will return. No intentions of staying here. And after that, they went into the streets of Dhaka. The news had been there that Niazi had surrendered. But when they signed the peace treaty and all, that's when General Arora came in. This was the first time in the Indian Army history that the paratroopers had taken a big part. Then they came back to India, of course, with the 90,000 prisoners of war. And they were all kept in Agra, because Agra is the paratroopers' center. And General Niazi was with them too. And one of the reporters asked my brother, how do you treat him? He says, we treat him as one of our equals. He knew what he had done, and that was enough for him. While you are honoring his memory, people have forgotten. And it was one of the most glorious wars that India has ever fought.